Hello everybody, welcome to the Florida Lee Event Center. My name is Anna Bullock. I'm here to help you with the Pontchartrain virtual rehearsal practice. So whenever you arrive for the actual ceremony, this is where you park. You'll be coming in through these two iron gates. There will be a sign on the right-hand side directing you. To get into the foyer, you actually just come in through these two double doors right here. And it leads you into the foyer. And this is what the outside looks like, of course. So for the ceremony, there will be ceremony chairs on either side, lining the aisle right in the center. And this is what it looks like. So this is our ceremony schedule. It is found on our bridal packet on page number 8 and also page number 9. So under the prelude, we have the officiant, groom, and best man. And this is typically the line that they walk out of. If you prefer the best man to walk out with the maid of honor, you just list that so. After that, we have grandparents and then parents, and you choose whichever lineup you prefer them to walk out of. After that, we have the processional. And this is also a preference on the bride and groom. We can always choose to have the best man and maid of honor walk out first or walk out last. If you choose for them to walk out last, then we build into the bride and groom. And I can show you on the picture. Okay, so say you choose the maid of honor to walk and the best man to walk out last. Then that means number 1 is listed right here, and they walk out and they stop and actually build out furthest from the bride and groom. So number 2 builds in further into the bride and groom, then number 3, so on and so forth. Everybody else on the line builds into the bride and groom. So this would be your maid of honor, and this would be your best man. Same thing for the gentlemen. Whenever they walk in, if they're on line number 1 and you want them furthest out, then they would build in to our bride and groom. If you're having the maid of honor and the best man walk in on line number 1, and that's perfectly fine, everybody else just follows right behind them. And again, you just let us know who's walking out first, and if it is the best man and maid of honor, just add that on the side just to where like that we know who they are. For the bride's processional, we actually have whoever's escorting the bride. We'd like to be able to know that. All right, so back to the prelude. So all these guests walking out under the prelude, we have a special door that they actually walk out of. And this is the door they would be walking out from, which is this door here. Ceremony chair is down here. And we do have an open space for the officiant to be able to walk down, and of course everybody else in the prelude and walk back down the aisle. This is what it looks like from the inside. So you again come in through the two double doors, and you just want to wait in this foyer about 10 to 15 minutes before the ceremony gets started. We want to make sure we get started on time. So anybody under the prelude and the processional would actually wait in here, and then we escort you to your appropriate rooms that you need to wait in. So this is what the door looks like from the inside, and this is where you will actually be escorted out. And we line you guys up right through here. For our guests in the processional, you guys would actually be coming out of the two iron gates, and this is the actual area you'll be walking out of. So these are the two iron gates that the bridal party for under the processional will actually be walking out of. The ladies are actually going to be upstairs in the bridal suite, which is right up here. We'll actually take the ladies through the back and bring them down these steps, and you guys would actually be waiting in this courtyard area. For the gentlemen, we typically like to have you guys in the foyer in the Pontchartrain ballroom. Then we bring you guys outside into the courtyard area to actually wait, and then we line up out there. Please remember, when we are outside, make sure that we keep our indoor voices because the courtyard is right next door. So we want to make sure that the guests don't hear us back here. Whenever you do enter from the iron gates or through the side door, please make sure that you guys pause once you get onto the aisle. You want to make sure that you pause for a second, maybe two. The photographer might stop you for a picture. Sometimes they raise their hand. If they don't, just continue to walk straight down. Please make sure that you guys actually do a slight pause, a second, maybe two, and then you continue walking down the aisle. For the bride, please make sure that you stop right here. We will actually fix the back of your train, make sure it looks nice and laid out. Make sure that you do not look back. Just keep your eyes straight forward, smiling. We will only take about a second, maybe two, to actually fix your train when we get here. Some brides don't have a very long train, but if you do, please make sure you can give us enough space back here to actually lay and fix the back of your train. Again, it'll only take about a second, maybe two, and then you continue walking down the aisle, okay? If you are having an interlude, which is on page number 9, right here, an interlude is typically a unity candle, a sand ceremony, a unity cross, tying the knot, something similar to that. If you are doing it, please add that on your packet under interlude, and then what you're planning on doing, if you are having a song for that as well. And this is what it actually looks like. So this is a unity cross. We do provide a table behind the officiant that is set right behind him. We can customize the linen color as well, depending on your preference. And of course, we do also provide a table. Once you get up to the aisle, you typically stop about right here. The officiant says, "Who gives this woman away?" Whoever's escorting you out can say, "I do," "we do," "her mother and I." Again, it really depends on whatever you guys want them to say. Then at that time, you can give him a hug, a kiss, and then he comes up, the groom comes up and actually shakes his hand. And then, he comes and actually takes his spot, and then he comes and takes a seat. And every officiant is a little bit different, so I would just talk to your officiant and ask questions about how they actually perform the ceremony, because every officiant is a little bit different. Once all your bridal party is up here, guys are typically hands left or right, just in case they have a watch or a ring. And then ladies, your bouquets are typically around your belly button. I know everybody's belly button is different heights, so just try to match it to where everybody's about even, same height. And when we are up here, ladies, it'll probably be the best for the bridesmaids that are closest to the end to actually fix the bride's train. Because if you see here, the maid of honor is actually closer to the train. So it'll be harder for her to be able to fix it and then pop right behind there. And a lot of the times, too, she's holding the bride and her bouquet. So it makes it a little bit harder. So it's easier if the girls at the end actually fix the train. If you ever need assistance to show you how to actually fix it, we can always show you in the bridal suite before the ceremony. After the bride and groom are announced husband and wife, you guys, of course, kiss for your first picture. After the bride and groom are announced husband and wife, you will do your first initial picture here, and then you will do another picture about halfway down the aisle. This depends on where your photographer is placed at. Sometimes it's a little bit closer to the front of the aisle. So once the bride and groom have actually came down the aisle, the bridal party will follow directly right behind them. And then parents on both sides and grandparents, any little ring bearers, flower girls, anybody else, any other siblings or anything like that that need to be in the pictures need to follow directly after the bride and groom and the bridal party. Like this, everybody stays together in whatever area you have assigned for pictures. And remember, this is the look from it outside without the ceremony chairs. And this would be the door that we enter back into the Pontchartrain foyer. These two doors will actually be locked during the ceremony. And the reason we do that is we want to make sure that everybody flows through this door right here. Anybody taking pictures stays in the foyer. All the rest of your guests go straight into the reception area to start dining and eating and drinking, of course. And then like that, we make sure that all your guests are separated. So we don't have to go hunt down anybody to take pictures and waste picture process time, right? So this is a door that your guests would actually enter through. Again, including bride and groom, bridal party. Anybody taking pictures flows through in this foyer area. This is more of a holding area. You of course can use the staircase to take pictures or the courtyard, and of course both if you wanted to. This area we do partition off again because we do want to be able to separate the people that are taking pictures from the people that are not. And this just helps to make sure that we can do a quick process of taking pictures because you don't want to be spending 30 plus minutes taking pictures. So again, any family members, friends, cousins, anybody that needs to be in this foyer to take pictures, please let them know before the ceremony to where like that they can follow in right behind to take pictures. We don't want to have to go send off anybody else to go search for a family member to come and take pictures because again, that wastes valuable time of the reception. All right, you guys, so this was a virtual rehearsal practice for our Pontchartrain Courtyard. Thank you.